Don't ever bring it back in here, mate. This is your last and first and only time we're ever going to work on that, ever. Righto, we're T-minus 2 minutes from trying to get this motor in for the first time, bolted up, and hopefully it's going to stay in there. So welcome Duke 2 to the Celica. Good luck. The old forklift doesn't like the rain, it runs on 3. How'd the motor go, Bags? Be honest.
So smooth.
The first time, but it's in there. Shortening a couple of bolts down a couple of mil because they were coming through the adapter plate and hitting the back of the block, and that ends up being a bad day. Make up some spaces of about 3.5 mil we've measured, and that will give us the correct pump engagement. Well, we've got a bit of stuff back in there. That is the end of another day. We're getting closer. Well, that's the lower radiator hose all sorted. So out of the bottom tank into the water pump, which then feeds it up into the block. We've still got a drill and tap and a end fitting into the side of this fitting that runs around to a port on the RWD K series manifold, which drops into the bottom of that. A lot of guys block it off, I've seen, and they have overheating issues. So pretty sure they put it there for a reason. So we'll run that and then it'll be as it was, sort of factory. Another bit of a tech tip, something that's a bit overlooked, and it's something that's happened to me plenty of times. Bolt lengths, the correct bolt length and whatever you're trying to do, especially when you're mucking around with stuff like this that's sort of custom or a one-off thing. It's not OEM stuff where they get it right all the time, obviously, because that's what they do. But always make sure that your bolts don't bottom out, and make sure you've got enough thread. A lot of the time, if you bottom out and you're too long in a bolt, you can do all sorts of damage to whatever you're bolting into. The thing you're trying to bolt onto, whatever you're bolting into, will be loose, and sometimes it can be by mil. So it can get you unstuck, and if you don't have enough length, you end up ripping the thread out when you go to tighten it up, and then that's just as bad. So just check all that sort of stuff, real important, especially with some of the forces and stuff that are going on with what we're playing with. I'm not sure if we can see that, but it's all a nice snug fit between the alternator and all the water pump gear. It's like I nearly planned that. Well, we've got a few bits back from old Alan at AP Performance Coatings. Real nice guys in there. Real quick turnover too, which is good. They've done a lot of stuff on this now. Once we did a couple of bits, we ended up sending more in. We had all the sump redone, all the intercooler pipes, inlet manifold, exhaust manifold, dump pipe, housings on the turbo, quite a few bits and pieces, and it does make a big difference to the way it looks. Way better than my old spray can job. I've done everything else for the car, but no, well done to them guys. I've just given it its first wash. That's probably two months worth of paint at least, if not more actually, probably 3 months now. It didn't wash the runs out. Well, that brings us to the end of another video, just a short one, just to show a bit of progress again with all the bits that we've been playing with over the last few months, finally getting back in the car. So Duke 2, it's only, like we're saying, it's only a stock sleeve engine with a couple of bits inside, so it might make sort of 600 horsepower if we're lucky. But we'll see how fast we can get this thing to go down the track. It would be good if it touched a 9. There's a high possibility it should be able to, but we'll find out once we get on the dyno and we can start crunching some numbers.